Today is Tuesday, March 12, 2024, 8:53 a.m. Eastern. The market opens in a little under 40 minutes from now. And there are 8 levels that we will use to trade against in the E-mini futures today. And in the pre-market, the spiders, they went up to 514.80 something, spiked up, and they've been coming down. They've basically been going sideways to a little bit higher all night. Then they had a push just in the last 15, 20 minutes or so. And the futures contract, the March contract, expires on the 15th. That's this Friday, the Ides of March. And the June contract is picking up volume. Probably we'll be trading the June contract today. Take a closer look at that. But we will analyze any trades taken to the E-minis from these levels after the market closes this afternoon. It is the end of the day. Market's closed. The spiders hit 4 levels, and there were several trades, more than 4. Just to save time, I've adjusted all the levels that were hit with the 5-cent buffer. And I can just talk through really fast what should have happened if one were playing by the rules. So after 9:45, they had already hit this on the way down, came back up to it, the 5:12:03. They were underneath it. You can see 9:45 on the way back down. So the short trade here, which I did take, you'll see all this recorded. Well, let me just point out at 9:43, 2 minutes before 9:45, they hit this on the button, 5:12:03, pulled away. But I wait till after 9:45. So playing by the rules, the short trade was entered here. It was immediately out of the money, and the next level was hit. It added to the position, out of the money again. So I did the analysis after the fact. At some point around here, you would have fumbled. And I'm talking about this like you would have. I did. So we'll just show it to you. But the point is, you would have hit a maximum loss limit pretty soon up here, 20 points. And I held on. And one might say that's maybe sloppy trading. But once it was up here, once the spiders were up here, there were so many indications on other charts that they were going to find some resistance. And I just wanted to hold on because I didn't want to leave the day with $4,000 in the hole when I could regain some of it. So I doubled down in some cases, and let's just talk through it, and I'll try to explain it the best I can. So you'll notice on the clock in the lower right-hand side of the screen that I started the recording right after 9:30, just watching to see what would happen. I don't enter any trades until after 9:45. So you'll see much of the day here, but I'm just going to scrub ahead here and so we can just look at the parts that are relevant to us. So you saw what happened. They came down after 9:45. Short trade was triggered. You see the four contracts to go short at the level. Went short there and barely didn't do any. I mean, they didn't come down hardly at all. They continued higher. You saw that in the overview. They continued up, and there we go. Short more. So now I have 8 contracts short, and I have adjusted the fumble threshold and adjusted my profit target to still get 4 points. So when they got above this fumble threshold enough times, it was, well, you already see it. Let me just back up. I guess I missed that part. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I was short, and there we go. And once they gave the signal, I reversed, so ate some money, quite a bit. And I'll tell you right now that I was hovering around and even beyond my maximum loss limit for much of the morning. But like I said, I just was willing to wait for it, and it paid off. I actually ended the day in the green. I'll show that to you later. So I'm long at this point. I reversed it. I gave some points back to the market, and you see that this buying back the not buying back, selling 8 contracts that in my position was going to be under this level with the expectation that I can get out of the position and then sell again when they got to 514.66 or thereabouts. So you'll see me actually put another limit order right there to sell 4 contracts after the 8 are sold from this long position. And that happened, but once I cleared out the 8 contracts and I was filled with the 4 short, they continued higher again. So it was frustrating. And so at this point, I put another line on the chart, 515.80, that was not on the chart this morning. I did some analysis and determined that I would be willing to sell 2 there. So don't forget, I'm short 4, if I sold 2 here, I'd be short 6, and I'd be way out of the money. But I just knew that in the long term, like hourly, 30-minute, hourly, 2-hour charts, that they were going to find a top somewhere in this area, and I just had to be patient and wait it out. So they didn't get them a whole lot higher than this. They did, but they never got to 516.75 at least this part of the day. So I'm short 6 contracts at this point, and I'll scrub ahead to show you that when they came down, I adjusted my profit target to 10 points because at this point, after looking at a lot of other indications, I was pretty confident that once they got down here and filled this, I would take 4 off and trail the other 2. And I know it's hard to see here, but you have to understand I'm looking at a lot of other things on other screens, and in the longer time frames, this is where resistance was going to get hit. So a little bit of a gamble in the sense that there's no guarantees that anything's going to happen. But I had this other level up here. You can call that a safety net because generally speaking, if several levels aren't respected, you're going to get one that will, and it's going to be the one that changes the entire day. But in this case, I was on the wrong side of several trades and had to reverse, 2 trades, I had to reverse them. So this is the first trade was reversed. The second one here, I'm just doubled down. So hope I'm not confusing you too much at this point, but just understand at this point, I'm short 6 contracts, planning to buy 4 at a roughly 10 point profit, and then trail 2 down. And I'll scrub ahead, and you'll see when they came down, got into the money, and they did exactly what I thought they would at this point. And once I was trailing, so it's pretty interesting to see. Once they hit the 10 point profit, they just dropped. And that's what I figured they would do. I was hoping they would go lower. In fact, I'll explain this couple other things. This was the fumble area, the averaged in between these 2 levels. I'm ready to buy again at this fumble, like for a recycle where they fumbled from before. Don't forget, I added this line. I went short there. These were other satisfied. This is the other between the other 2 levels that were like went short here, went short there. So that was the average. So there's a lot of things were going on here, and they mean something to me. I have them kind of coded, and that's why this is a dashed line, because I don't want to just give it up just yet. Everything that's dotted has already been satisfied for the day. But as you'll notice, the 2 contracts I'm short on, trailing, they came up close once or twice, pretty close there, but never got much lower to pull me in. So just another 1,050 on that, and then they continued higher. Well, at this point, 516.75 was still on the table, and I went ahead and sold up there again, just a regular 4 contract position, and that actually worked out pretty well. So pulled another 4 points at this level. And so while I was in the hole, unrealized losses of $5,000, give or take, for much of the morning. At the end of the day, it was actually $1,063 after commissions. Kind of ridiculous. It was $60-something of commissions because I had a lot of trades, but over $1,000 for a kind of a crazy day for getting on the wrong side of these levels, just by happenstance. I'll take the $1,000. So I just kept this recording going for the rest of the day. In fact, after 4 o'clock, I even turned on the post-market data just to let it go, because the future market goes till 4:15 p.m. Nothing really happened. I just thought it'd be kind of interesting. Not that I'm interested in taking any trades after 3:30, but if they did jump up and hit, I didn't mention this, 518.50, another level that was not on the table this morning. That's a pretty important area, and it could be important tomorrow, as a matter of fact. But just want to see if they get it up there. They didn't do it before 3:30. I definitely would have gone short if they went that high. But anyway, that's pretty much a wrap for the live trades. We'll go back to the full day just to look at it one more time. So just to recap, a short position here, short position there, averaged in, getting a fumble signal, and reversing. At some point in here, when you look at this just playing by the rules, not what you just saw me do, you would have jumped out at a negative 20 points and called it a day, and possibly wanted to take another trade later. They didn't hit it here, but later in the day they did, and that was worth 4 points or more. But I just took 4 points out of it. So I'm going to code this, or I already have coded this in the tracking log as a maximum loss limit day, negative 20 points. But in my account, I actually made $1,063. So it just pays to have some knowledge of what you're looking for on the charts, and did not know they were going to go as high as they did, as quickly as they did in the morning, and kind of get me off on the wrong foot, but I was able to fight my way back, and it just helps to know. But if these levels were provided to a few people this morning, some people who have expressed interest in these levels, and I'm providing them via email. And if anyone tried these trades and lost money, well, it's part of trading. It's the 20-something% of the time that happens with these levels if you get on the wrong side of them, as it does happen occasionally. And just to keep everything consistent with the rest of this log, per the rules, these two trades would have been averaged in, two short trades, and before they had a chance to hit the next level up, would have hit the 20-point max loss limit, would have jumped out, and that would have been it for the day. But you saw me hang on. It paid off. It actually made a little bit instead of losing. So I'm not going to complain. But then again, I had a little bit more insight to these levels and other levels than anyone else until, of course, the course is done, which I'm working on diligently. Hope to have it done by the 18th, and we'll see. I don't feel like I'm even halfway through. There's a ton of content in it. But anyway, I hope you found this information interesting and helpful. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.